What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Border Battle podcast. My name is Miles.
Hey guys, I'm Max.
I'm Jack.
Today we are joined by a couple guests. They want to introduce themselves.
I don't want to introduce myself.
Okay, fine. I'm Ethan.
I'm Dylan.
Clutch.
Yep, you just did introduce yourself,
Yeah,
so
you're
we're
welcome.
good there.
Yeah.
So today we're going to be, the main topic is that the wild card is this weekend. So we're going to be giving our predictions, and then we're going to be kind of loosely predicting the rest of the playoffs as well, kind of based on what we think about the wild card. But we'll talk more about like the second round and then the championships and the Super Bowl later. We also are going to do some weekly highlights, and then we might end the podcast with maybe a fun question or something about the LinkedIn games, if you guys are familiar. But we can get right into the weekly highlights. I think Jack has something about that.
Oh, well, first thing, Myles Garrett's sack record. Very cool. Very cool.
Let's go.
Best
Yeah.
pass rusher of this generation, easily. TJ Watt doesn't come close.
Rumor has it Jared Allen actually has 23 sacks, and they just didn't credit him.
Yeah, I saw that was actually the correct ruling, but like that's cool.
Yeah, maybe there was like an extra game in there or something. I don't
Vikings
know.
goats.
Right, so he was actually at 22. So
Hey, Aaron Rodgers.
What's
Aaron
that
Rodgers
say,
himself said that it was a sack, and he's the guy
He did
who
say that.
it got sacked. So
Aaron Rodgers, known sane person.
what are you trying to insinuate?
Nothing.
Yeah, what
nothing.
are you saying
I
about
love
your
Aaron
goat
Rodgers.
right now?
I love everything about Aaron Rodgers.
Everything, huh?
Everything. Let's go a little bit more into that.
What you
Okay,
mean by everything there?
Mitch Trubisky legacy game, 259 yards, 4 touchdowns. Don't pay attention to who it was against, but Josh Allen is a fraud? Question mark.
James Cook merchant, honestly.
Uh,
Trubisky deserves the Jets job right now.
Honestly,
This is
spit,
coming
Max.
off the week after we talked about like Josh Allen being the most trustworthy quarterback.
yeah,
They're most
so
tired.
is.
Trubisky
Okay, so
would be up there too, or
head coach is fired. Against the Jets, yeah, he would be up there. Head coach is fired. Jonathan Gannon, Pete Carroll, Raheem Morris. I feel like those are all pretty obvious
choices.
ones.
justice for Raheem. That dude's kind of
Then
loaded.
Kevin Stefanski, interesting one. I was wondering if you guys thought that Kevin Stefanski getting fired was justified.
Probably. I mean, he put Shador in awful situations. But it's like if they don't want to continue with Shador,
well,
then
so
I guess
did-
keep Stefanski or something like
Yeah.
that.
So did the GM. The GM also put them in terrible
Yeah.
situations.
Yeah.
I feel like you'll
I think he's a good
oftentimes
coach.
see a good head coach will be let go from their job just because time will run out in certain positions. So Harbaugh, he's been a great head coach in Baltimore for 18 years, but I don't think anybody can disagree that it was about time. I mean, it just wasn't working anymore. So I think Stefanski, they weren't winning, and I don't even know how much of that I would put into Shador. Like, I don't think Shador has looked great in his time, but he just wasn't on the same page with ownership anymore. So it was time for Stefanski to go, but I do think that he's going to be a good head coach elsewhere.
I agree.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, I just don't
Yeah,
think
you
he
guys
can
saw the
succeed.
clip of Jackson Dart at the Ole Miss game saying Harbaugh or Stefanski.
No.
I don't know. That seems like
That
some
lip
shit-
reading.
That was
he's
some
just
interesting
saying
lip
that.
reading. That seemed
There
like
was a couple
reach.
different
Probably what he
interpretations.
said. I don't know that it means anything.
Right. I
There
don't
was a
think it
couple
means
different
anything.
interpretations of
Right.
what he also lip read, though. Like, I don't think it was confirmed that it was those two.
Probably not. I don't think he would go out and say that.
I mean, I think he would.
I mean, if he thought no one was watching.
He's kind of a moron.
Yeah, but come on, what are the odds that
that
the
too.
cameras are on him right as somebody asks him,
yeah.
who's your next head coach
Cameras
going
are
to
on
be? Like,
24/7, bro.
it didn't look like that's what he said to me, but I mean, not that I have any idea what he said, but I thought that was a
he's at the
reach.
game for he's at the game for like 3.5 hours. I feel like at some point,
I feel
like
like
he could just say something, you know.
Yeah. But I feel like
Exactly.
the camera's going to be on him the entire game.
And I
Birds
saw
are
like
cameras,
in
bro.
that
Birds are
quote they
cameras.
were quoting whoever asked him the question, but you couldn't. The guy who was asking the question, you couldn't even see his lips at all. So how would they have any idea what
Yeah.
he said?
Maybe he asked him who he thought should not get hired for the job.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, that's what I'm saying. I think he said that, but it doesn't mean anything because we don't know any context.
Yeah.
All right, I will say Kevin Stefanski brought the Browns their first playoff appearance since 2002 and their first playoff win since 1994. So it is a little funny that they fired him. 6 of the
Somebody
last
was going to
7.
do it at some point, though. It could have been like a
Yeah.
terrible head coach.
Well, I don't know. Could you be a terrible head coach and bring the Browns a playoff win?
I'm just saying, like, somebody had to do it at some point.
Yeah. 6 of the last 7 coaches of the year have been fired now. So KOC, time is ticking.
It is, bro. It is,
Yeah.
realistically.
Well, yeah, if he has a shitty
His play
season, then he's on
calling
the
was
hot
pretty
seat. But
questionable last year, or this year.
John Harbaugh, the
Yeah.
biggest coach who got fired, obviously. Second longest tenured head coach behind Mike Tomlin. 180 and 113 regular season record and a 13 and 11 playoff record. I saw that these are actually like really comparable numbers to Mike McCarthy's career, including the 1 Super Bowl win. So kind of interesting.
Are we
Yeah, I
saying
mean,
that they're kind of on the same level there, Jack, or what are we getting at there?
I don't know. I just think it's interesting. I mean, and both of their careers kind of ended in the same way, where it's like their time kind of came to an end. They kind of stopped. Their effectiveness kind of ended. They're with legendary quarterbacks. They stopped really being deep playoff threats.
So kind
Yeah,
of
I
saying
think-
like game passed them by, kind of thing.
Yeah, a little bit.
Well, I don't know if
they're
it's
different
that.
coaches. They're different types
Yeah.
of coaches.
I feel like in a lot of like at least in hockey, there's like a common phrase of, like, you lose the locker room at some point. Like, you could still be a good head coach, but like,
Only in
you know,
hockey.
what?
Never mind, bro. Never mind.
Okay. Like, I feel like Stefanski and Harbaugh are like good examples of, like, I still think Stefanski and Harbaugh would be a good head coach elsewhere, but I think there's a point where like you lose the room, and you look at like when the Vikings hired Kevin O'Connell, they chose to do like a kind of like more passive voiced offensive minded coach. When they moved away from Mike Zimmer, who was like kind of like a hard nosed defensive minded coach, and I think like when you have struggles like the Ravens and the Browns did, like whether it be very vastly different struggles, but I think front offices often want to like flip the script on like what kind of coach you want to bring in, even if the coach wasn't exactly like the whole problem.
I just think you fail to win with a roster that talented for that long. It's your time is coming to an end. Especially
Yeah.
looking at what Mike McDonald did, I'm sure that they're regretting letting him go.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think some of his game management was just kind of awful, especially like lately. Some of his decisions to like not give Lamar the ball in like clutch situations and like I don't know, just punt it away, like they did in the Bills game. Like I don't know. Personally, if I have like a top 3 QB, I'm like just trusting him in that moment.
Yeah, I told you when it happened. The like second to the last play of the game, they should have given Henry the ball just for like those 3 extra yards.
Yeah.
Like I did not say to give it to Henry. I said give it to Lamar. But yeah,
Well, that's still trusting your guy.
No, that is not what you said, bro. You said you did not have a problem with the kneel.
What?
But it's whatever. It's whatever.
Neil
Past
did
that.
Neil at the end of the Bills game.
He's talking about the end of the Steelers game.
Right.
Yeah,
Oh,
you guys are
I
confusing
wasn't
games
talking
and
about
what you're
the-
saying.
Oh no, I was fine with him kneeling with Lamar at the end of the Bills game. I mean, you just have to trust your kicker to make a 40-yard field goal.
We're talking about the
It's just
Bills,
unlucky.
Steelers.
The Steelers game, you have to just trust your
You just said
kicker to
Bills.
make a 40-yard field goal.
Right, bro.
Obviously, it didn't
That's
work
why you're
out,
being
but I don't
fired
know.
from
They
the Ravens
just, like,
organization is all
I
I'm
don't know.
saying.
I would expect
I
my
was
kicker
Right,
to make
like-
a 44-yarder.
Yeah,
That's like,
right.
That's
Oh,
like
wait,
chip shot in the NFL.
After seeing Chris Boswell miss an extra point, you don't really just.
Derrick Henry has had
No.
fumbling problems all year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I feel like we're like
And give it to
nitpicking. I feel like
Lamar.
the fans have
He's
hated
not for
Harbaugh
extra
so much
yards.
that like nitpick every move that they make. Like, I feel like the kneel was fine. Any other coach doesn't. I don't think it's this big of a
Right.
deal.
I agree.
Obviously, in hindsight, it wasn't a good decision.
No way, Dan Campbell kneels.
Well, I don't
He
think
goes
just
from-
because the
he goes
results
from
were
there and
bad
forth
means the
for sure.
process was bad.
I still don't think it was a
The
bad
process
decision. I
was
think you should
fine.
kneel the ball.
Right. I don't think you have to say the process was bad because the results were bad.
There's a better chance of Henry fumbling that ball than them missing that field goal. And they hit the missed
I
field
don't know
goal.
about that, but like I think there's a chance of either.
I feel like we're disregarding
Yeah,
that
there's-
we saw Chris Boswell miss a field goal, an extra point. But that's
It's
okay.
two-
We can.
it's
we
two
can-
It's
different
two
kickers.
different teams.
It's two
Yeah,
different
what?
kickers.
What?
It's
One
two
is
different
like a
situations.
world-class
And opposite.
kicker.
Yeah, but it's opposite ends of the field.
Yeah.
Wind is
And two
wind.
different teams and two
Yeah.
different kickers with two different routines.
Yeah.
Wind is wind, bro.
I've seen
But
clips of Cam
it's
Little
whatever.
hitting
We can
67-yard
pass on
field
that.
goals in the wind, so I don't really give a fuck.
Yeah.
I can't lie. You just got to adjust for that as an NFL kicker.
You gotta stop that.
So twice in 10 minutes already.
No, right?
Which I didn't even realize Cam Little hit like a 67-yarder outdoors
Alright, bro.
last week. That was
Alright.
crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just
Insane.
think I
By
think
the
Luke
way.
was gonna miss regardless. Kid, when the kicker is in his head, he's in his
Yeah.
head. It's that simple.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, and then Mike McDaniel was the latest firing. I think that happened yesterday or 2 days ago, maybe. That was a little bit of a surprise to me. I thought he was safe after the first couple of days. I thought
I
he
think
had
that's
saved his job at the last stretch.
Yeah. I think that's a John Harbaugh's available kind of firing. Like if we can get John Harbaugh or whatever. The
I
Harbaugh.
don't see
Is
Harbaugh
he
going to
better?
the Dolphins.
He's better than McDaniel?
He's better than McDaniel.
Yeah.
Better? I don't know. The problem with Harbaugh is he just doesn't coordinate either side of the ball, and his hires haven't been great recently, which, could obviously change. But I don't know. I'd rather have a head coach that actually calls plays on one side of the ball.
I don't think
I don't know. Maybe I guess hot take. I'd rather have Harbaugh or Stefanski than McDaniel. I feel like
Yeah.
McDaniel was more of a clear, like when you said those first three, I feel like McDaniel was more of a clear cut fire for me than more of like a, I don't know, fire.
No,
I wouldn't
still
say
like
that
I
he
think
should
he
have been
works-
fired, but I definitely am not surprised that they did fire him. I thought he'd have
Right.
at least one more year.
I think the offensive situation there is just very clearly not his fault. It's a little bit his fault because he did kind of stick up for Tua and get them to extend them.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, like the results on the field weren't totally his fault, in that I think he calls a really good offense. I don't know how good of a locker room guy he is,
Right,
and that's
that's
probably
what I
why
was-
they fired him, and so it's valid.
Well, what I would say is
But I
I
mean,
think
I
it
he's
was
got to prove that he's a locker room guy. Otherwise, he's just like an OC.
I
Yeah.
think it was impressive. What were they at some point? 2-7 maybe, and the team goes on a like 6-game winning streak. I think that
Yeah.
shows team
Right.
didn't quit on him. So, which I was
Mhm.
expecting them to quit on him. He doesn't give the vibe of somebody who, when they were winning back in 2022, he was seen as he was a really relaxed head coach, and now when the team is losing, you kind of got to get on your guy's ass. You got to get hard on him. It's hard to go from the nice guy who's your friend to get on your ass kind of coach. But he seemed to make the transition pretty well. But ultimately, just Miami's ready for something different.
Yeah, I think it's hard to make that transition as a coach. Like you do have to kind of stick with whatever your like thing is. Like I think obviously we can't say that we know like what he's like as a locker room guy because we're not there. But like
Mm-hmm.
to me, he just doesn't scream like head coach. He does scream like more like I'm your friend, assistant coach kind of, or like coordinator.
Mm-hmm.
He had a little bit of success as a head coach, I guess, but it didn't seem that surprising to me that I would have fired him midway through the year, maybe. Yeah, or last year. I don't know.
Well, I think it would have been more valid to fire him when they were like 2-8 than like at this point, to be honest.
That's what I meant. Yeah, I would have fired him midway through when you were like benching Tua and just whatever's going on.
And then also interesting, the Commanders fired Cliff Kingsbury as their OC.
Yeah.
Did they? I thought it was like mutual.
Yeah, that's what
Okay,
it said.
mutual. Sure.
Yeah.
Right. What do we want
I
to
didn't
say?
hear about
that.
He's
Oh,
gone.
I thought it was like
Yeah.
more in favor of Kingsbury just leaving.
I thought
But
Cliff
whatever, I
wanted
guess it
to
doesn't
leave
matter.
more
I
than they wanted
I
him
thought
to
it was
leave.
more the Commanders wanting him to leave.
Whatever
I
it
don't-
is, he's gone.
I don't really know if you can like fire him based on this like season that they had because like their entire offense was on IR for 90% of it. So like,
Yeah, I mean, I would agree with that, but I think we've seen firings just as crazy.
yeah, fair. But like when
Um,
he did have an offense last year, you saw what they were capable of. So
Yeah.
like,
Well,
I
it
thought I
sounds
saw
like
something-
Dan Quinn was trying to blame Kingsbury for the defense's failures. He said, like, your hurry-up style of offense is not – the offense isn't on the field for long enough, so now defense is on the field all game, and that's why they're giving up so many points. So the real issue is just that Dan Quinn's defense is not good, and he's trying to find any excuse to blame anyone else. So
of
Right.
course
Yeah,
it's
how
not
about-
good. It's
yeah.
like the average
Yeah.
age is like 30. Of course they need like rest.
Or how about we like
mean, the
condition
defense
our
is
players
horrible
to be on the court
regardless.
on the field?
Yeah.
yeah, the defense is just bad, and Dan Quinn is a defensive head coach, so he's
So it
just
gets on him.
yeah. I think he's looking
He's
for
defending
other
his
places
job
to play
first,
blame.
so Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm interested to see how Jane Daniels does in a different offense. If it's ends up being more
Well,
pro styled than what Cliff
I feel
runs,
like that would be a good landing spot for McDaniel
it would
there,
be.
or he could go
I
try
agree.
and be a head coach somewhere else. But like, if
He
he
was
wants to
in
play it safe
Washington
and
I
before,
like
was
that
he?
actually.
yeah,
Yeah.
he was. I think he was one of the like coaches there in the like
Yeah,
graphic that they always show.
right.
So
Okay, that's all I had. So,
All right. Does anyone else have any weekly highlights?
like, I don't know if you saw this, but earlier today, the VP for the Packers was
Oh yeah, I
taken
got
by the Dolphins. I wanted to know your thoughts on that as a
Oh,
Packer
he was
fan.
like officially taken.
Yeah,
Oh,
GM.
sweet.
so I wanted to know
He got
like
hired
kind
as
of what your
GM
thoughts on
there.
that. And
Yep.
yeah, he got GM for the Dolphins.
I'm gonna be honest, I don't really know much about him, but good for the Dolphins, I guess. I don't really know what he did for us.
He's kind of been what's his name, Gutekunst's like right hand man for like the past like 13 years.
Hmm.
So he's been with all the like the love stuff, the depth at kind of drafting at positions kind of thing. So I feel like it
Maybe
was a good
he'll
hire
help
for
them.
them. And I
Maybe it'll
feel
help them
like
draft good talent in the first round.
probably helps them kind of sway if they want to move Halfley over there as well. So
Yeah, to be honest, I feel like Halfley gets a little too much head coaching hype. Like, I don't know. He's a good defensive coordinator, but like,
I'm just
is
gonna
he
keep
that
saying it
good?
until it happens.
Yeah,
Because
it's a
like
lot
if
of
I
hype.
keep
The
saying it
defense
and it
isn't
doesn't
good.
happen, I jinx it. So
Well, our
I'd
defense is
rather keep
awful right
him.
now, but the personnel is awful. I mean, last year the
Well, yeah.
personnel was like the same as it is right now, and we were like a top 10 defense by like most stats, which was
Yeah.
like really impressive job by him.
Yeah,
We'll see how he adjusts in this Chicago game. But I mean, the first Chicago game without Micah Parsons this year,
it was pretty good. Yeah,
yeah, that was like
Just
a really incredible defensive showing, I thought, for what we had.
yeah.
Obviously, we fell apart at the end, but that was also not
That
completely
is
his
Rick
fault.
Bisaccia's fault and no one
Yeah,
else's.
we should need to fire him.
Yeah.
He should have been gone like 2 years ago. But
Yep. After that 49ers loss in the divisional round or whatever.
yeah, highest
2 years
paid
ago?
or highest paid
No,
special
3
teams
years ago.
coordinator in the league, by the way.
Yep.
Shout out.
Shout out Bisaccia.
Yeah, I guess if he was Gutekunst's right hand man, that's unfortunate. I don't know. I wonder who it was who was deciding to draft all those first round players with all the physical tools with none of the production. We'll see if that's more Gutekunst or the VP, I guess.
Yeah.
I think a lot of it is they're looking for a guy who's going to know how to draft a quarterback, and you guys are a little famous for that. So
Yeah, that's
yeah,
fair.
that's true.
That's a good point.
And
It's a
they're
good
going to
shot
draft
to
Ty
take.
Simpson in the first round, guys.
Yeah.
That's
No
why you
winner.
guys should draft him before 108 in the
Yeah.
fantasy league. Please.
Definitely. I'll definitely
Yeah,
take him
we
with the
got you for
106
sure.
guys.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Take him 101 just for you guys.
Yeah, sure.
I got one more thing for the weekly highlights. 30 minutes ago, Max Kepler, former Twin, got suspended for 80 games for PEDs.
Oh wow!
What?
Former
Yeah.
What?
After posting a 216 batting average, he got suspended for using steroids.
My lord.
Well,
Blowing my mind.
He did have a really terrible start to the first half of his season in Philadelphia, and then he did have a surprising bounce back second half of the
He did
season.
turn it on.
So I think now we know why he turned it on in the second half of the season, and that's really unfortunate news because he was one of my favorite players growing up. But hey, he didn't do it when he was in Minnesota, so who cares?
That's
really?
all that
Yeah.
matters.
That we know
We
of,
know.
I guess.
Yeah, that not that we
Because
know.
why would they test him?
No, if you play for the Twins, there's nothing to worry about. So I'm not going nowhere.
Ever.
Yeah, his batting average was under 200 until August when it jumped to 270, and then 230 in September and October. So yeah, I think we know when that started. So yeah, rip the former Twin. Other than that, should we get into some predictions?
Do we want to talk Trae Young or no?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, Trae Young trade. Not really much to say. It was kind of like just a player swap, no draft capital. I said initially that I think it's good for both teams, and I still probably agree with that. Wizards get a star, kind of, that not many people want to go to Washington free agency, so I guess they traded for one. I think he can help Sar and Trey Johnson develop. It takes the pressure off of them from being the 1A guy for at least a little bit, and the Hawks unload some salary, get back a shooter in Corey Kispert, and CJ is done after this year, so they can just do whatever they want with him. I feel like it's pretty good for both sides. I
Yeah.
don't know.
I know I've been on the Trae Young is overrated and just like not a player that I would want on my team for like a while. So I like that they're moving off of him. I think the small guard who can't play defense and
Mm-hmm.
like isn't at the level of like Luca or something on offense is just like gonna go away. Like you have to be so like such a like historic offensive engine to be able to survive with such limited defense. I think in
God,
today's
small
NBA.
guard, not good at defense. I wonder who that reminds me of.
Yeah, I wonder. Some certainly not someone on the Timberwolves who we're
No,
No,
clamoring
certainly
for
not at
playing time
all.
for.
Who somebody named Bones Highland is getting minutes over.
One of
Don't make
If
me
he
put
can-
on the
if he can
Dillingham
guard
jersey,
people.
man. I'm not giving in.
Yeah, I don't know. Trey, I've never been a fan of Trae Young. I guess is my thing.
Yeah, it's a pretty polar player.
I kind of like it too for the Wizards side, just because you get a 2-year player with his contract right now. You get to decide whether you want him or not, and then like you
Mhm.
kind of get like this trial period with him where if it doesn't work in these next 2 years, you didn't give up any capital, so you're not really resetting your
Yep.
rebuild deadline. So like it's really just kind of, hey, let's see if this works. Throw some money because we have it, and see if
They
we
weren't
can
going to
do
spend the
something.
money on anything anyway, and
Yeah.
free agency has been a dud for the past couple years with
Mm-hmm.
mostly just re-signing and trades. So like, it's like why not? We got cap space to use anyway.
Yeah.
Well, what's confusing to
This
me
would-
is the reports coming out stating that Trae Young may not play any games for the Wizards this year at all. If it's due
Yeah,
to injury,
that
that's one thing because they wanted to be fully healthy, but I'm not aware of any serious injuries Trae Young has. So you'd think that they'd want to take this trial period and then maybe flip him for an asset this offseason if it doesn't look
Yeah.
good.
Yes.
So
Yes.
I'm really not, and I'm not. I don't. If they're worried that they're going to fall out of the top four because Trae Young is going to win them too many games, I don't think you have to worry about that. He's not going to win you that many games. So
Yeah.
I'm just.
He maybe
I
has
mean,
like 5 games to your win.
but the
so-
Wizards are an incompetent organization, so every decision they make will be wrong at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Love
I
that.
feel like this.
I think it's unfortunate that like organizations like them have to be perpetually rebuilding because of how fucked up the lottery system is. You know, you just get unlucky and you pick number 5, even though you're the worst team in the league, and suddenly it's like, oh, you have to have 5 more seasons of being the worst team in the league before you can actually get like a first overall pick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just think it's really.
Get rid of the lottery. Go to the NFL system.
Yeah, I really don't like
No,
the fact that an 11.
I think they need a lottery,
like
just
a
not as
play-in
extreme
team
as
can
the-
get a. I really don't like the fact that a play-in team can get a number 1 overall pick,
Yeah.
and it's
Yeah.
happened
There's-
twice in like the last 4 years now. So
Twice in the last
It's
2
been,
years,
it's been like that
right?
for like 5 years, and 2 of them have gotten it, which is
At Atlanta and
insane.
Dallas,
right,
just
the
the last
Hawks
2
was-
years.
yeah.
There's
I
no reason a
forgot the
team
Hawks
with
was 2
Kyrie
years
and
ago, yeah.
AD should be getting Cooper Flag. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just a complete bailout, but
and
Alrighty, should we?
I don't know. You could convince me that it was rigged. To be honest,
yeah,
I'd believe you.
No, yeah.
there's chance.
Yeah, we can. We can go
Get
on
some
to
game
the
predictions?
NFL playoffs. Do we want to go in like chronological order?
Yeah, so I have it in chronological. The first game is 3:30, or we're Central, so 3:30
Yeah.
Saturday. We have the 5-seeded Rams at the 4-seeded Carolina Panthers.
Do we all want
Yeah,
to
do we
give
gotta say
who
much
we're
here?
Pretty
Just
good
all do our
rematch we got
picks
here.
one at a time here.
Whoa!
All right, so I got the Rams winning shockingly.
Yeah.
I have them winning and covering. I was a little bit on the Panthers are going to make this closer than it should be train, and then I looked into the stats, and LA is just so much better than they are. Like, it's not even close. They just dwarf them in every single stat. So I have the Rams winning 34-20.
Right.
Oh, interesting, funny stat. Panthers have lower Super Bowl odds now than they had before the season.
What?
Yeah,
That
they
doesn't
were
make any sense.
they
That
were
makes
plus
no
50,
sense.
they were plus 15,000 before the season. They're plus 20,000 now.
Weird.
Which I think makes sense in the regard that's like you didn't know maybe Bryce Young was going to become a demon, but at this
Yeah.
point you know what they are, and you know they're suck and they're 8-9. So
Yeah, I don't know. I think there is a little more hope for Carolina than you said. I have the
Hmm.
Rams winning 27-17. I think the rushing has been a concern for the Rams. They've given up 185 yards per average in their last three games, and Carolina defense picked off Stafford twice in the game they played. And the Panthers defensive coordinator was with McVay for 5 years. So I think the Panthers have a little bit of knowledge about the Rams. I do think the Rams will figure them out more than they did when they lost to them earlier in the season. But I do think that if Rico Dowdle has a insane game like he did in the middle of the season, that they can make this closer than it should be.
Yeah, I feel like that could happen. The Panthers are getting Rob Hunt, their all pro, maybe all
I don't think
star,
is he
whatever
all
it is.
pro?
I guess not all star, but I think he
Pro
was an
Bowl.
all pro guard at one point. And rumor has it they're getting him back. So if they can get him back, the run game could actually exist and they
Mm-hmm.
could stand a chance. With that said, the Rams are still the better team. So I'm gonna go 30. What's a good number here? Help me out. 30
21.
34.
31 or 34. I like 34. I'm gonna say 34-21.
Mm.
I said 34-20. This guy's just copying me.
Oh, my bad. My bad. I didn't hear that.
I
Well,
guess I'm winning by 14 and Maximum by.
Yeah, the
13
spread's at 10
points.
and a half last time I checked.
Okay, I'm by 10, so I guess I'm right underneath the spread.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think that you can definitely move the ball in this Rams team. We saw Carolina do it in the regular season matchup. People have been able to throw on the Rams all year, surprisingly. I think the Rams defense has got a
Sort of.
perception more so of being better than
Mm-hmm.
it really is. And obviously Carolina's had a strong run game all year when their offensive line is healthy. But that being said, I don't think there's any way Carolina's going to get a stop in this game. I don't care if their defensive coordinator worked under McVay for 15 years. The Rams are upset that they lost that regular season matchup. Stafford's not going to be turning the ball over like he did last time.
Mhm.
Devontae Adams should be back and healthy. They're not going to have an answer for Puka Nacua. Nobody has all year. So I'm expecting the Rams to they might score on every possession. I got the Rams 42, Carolina 21.
I
Ooh,
Dang.
like that.
nice.
Yeah, I'm also gonna have to go with the Rams here. Panthers made it interesting by winning earlier in the season. I think it was like 32-31. Some last second drive stops and stuff for them. The interception of Stafford. But yeah, Rams probably just kind of come out of the gate swinging. Panthers haven't been here in forever, 10 years now. So like even though home game it's different than it was because they were playing at LA last time they faced. I just don't think that they really get it done this time. I'm gonna go with Rams like 34. Give me 17, doubling their score there.
Nice.
I have some hopium for Charlotte. Stafford has never won in Carolina, and
Hmm.
the Rams are 3-7 against the Panthers in the last 10 games against them. So interesting. They also didn't have J.C. Horn the first time they played.
Yeah.
So I don't know, some optimism there that maybe the defense can
Yeah.
at least get
If
like another turnover. I don't
if the
like
defense can
again. I
keep
don't
it
think they'll have to.
close, it could be a
Well, I
good
think the
game as long
offense
as
has to keep it close.
yeah,
I
as long
agree.
as Bryce
Yeah.
Young is on.
Derek Brown,
Yeah.
if you need Derek Brown to have like just like one spectacular play where he just like forces Stafford into some like bad throw. Because I don't think Stafford's been that great under pressure this year.
Yeah.
But
And to Dylan's point about like the Rams being all like their defense being all like talk, I think that's mostly that they're premier edge rushers and defensive line. Like
Yeah.
besides them, you got that one Emmanuel Forbes, I believe, is their corner
He's
Yep.
not good.
two. I think he's there, and then I don't know their linebackers, but yeah,
They
Their
got
firing
their
them all
Landman.
though.
secondary is pretty
right,
fraud, but I
Yeah,
want to talk about
their
that more
secondary
in
is
the
not
next
good, but
round.
they do have a really good pass
exactly.
rush.
Yeah, their
They're
pass rush more than makes up for it, and that's about it. That's why they get burned in the air every week.
they only allow 1.78 points per drive, which is like really good. And Carolina allows 2.27. So I think the defense is still a strength in this
Yeah,
one.
what are the ends of the spectrum on that? Those
We
seem like
saw, well, the
pretty
Seahawks are at like 1.5, and I don't know who's the worst, but they're probably at like, I mean, the Rams offense is at
It's
2
probably
2.8,
the Titans
so
at
it's
something
probably
in the
the
threes.
Titans at like,
It's
yeah.
got to be
Yeah.
Cincinnati.
I don't think at the threes.
Oh,
It might be Cincinnati. Could be Dallas. Dallas is really. I think Dallas had the worst defense
Oh,
by
that's a good
DVOA
point.
this year.
that's a great point.
Yeah, I will say last thing on Carolina that this is actually probably one of the better draws for them just because they've shown that they can move the ball and the Rams are 4. If they were to somehow win this game and say they have to go to Philly or Seattle, I think that they are going to get the doors blown off them. So,
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yes.
If they go to
100%.
Seattle, they're putting up like 3 points.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna be.
This is the one opponent that they could keep it, at least maybe have a chance to keep it close with.
Well, it's not the one. They could have kept it close with Chicago or Green Bay too. I think.
Definitely.
Uh,
Yeah,
But yeah,
maybe
this
I'm.
one of the better options.
Definitely Chicago, and now that Green Bay is so limited and their personnel's with everyone on IR, they definitely could have kept it close with us.
Speaking of them, the next game is the night game on Saturday. 7 seed Green Bay against the 2 seed Chicago Bears. Someone want to Packer fan want to kick this off?
Packers undefeated as the 7th seed if you ignore the game last year against the Eagles. By the way,
True,
fun
true.
fact.
so what? You're 1-1.
True.
You're 1-1.
Yeah, 1-1.
Yeah, so I have Chicago winning this 28-27. I was very much earlier on the like Chicago's for sure gonna win train. I'm not so much anymore. I've fallen for the Green Bay propaganda a little bit. I think the offenses are they're very similar teams right now where both the offenses are really good. The defenses are really bad. Green Bay averages 2.36 points per drive, Chicago 2.34. Green Bay allows 2.26 points per drive, Chicago allows 2.19. They're like super close in both those metrics. The one difference, the Packers don't force any turnovers on defense. Chicago has forced the most turnovers on defense this year, and the Packers don't turn the ball over very often, but we had at least 2 turnovers in our 2 games against the Bears. You had the Jordan Love pick in the first one, and you had the Josh Jacobs fumble at like the 5-yard line in the second one. So I think one of the keys here is just that the Packers won't be able to afford a turnover, especially in like a key spot like the Josh Jacobs fumble this game. And so I think I don't really trust Green Bay to do that, to be honest. I've seen them in the playoffs enough to know that something's going to go wrong at some point and it's going to fuck us. Maybe it's going to be special teams. Maybe it won't be the offense. Maybe the defense will just allow them to run for 300 yards and that's going to be it.
Yeah.
But the Bears
what was your
defense,
score again?
28-27 in favor of
Okay.
Chicago. Some hope for Green Bay. Caleb has a 58.1% completion percentage on the season. So the Packers, if they can get Caleb to just miss some throws just by sheer luck, maybe they get in some 3rd and long situations.
I don't know about
And those
sheer
are,
luck.
you
He's
know,
been
high
missing a lot of
variance
throws,
situations.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Sounds like it's just gonna happen.
Right.
Well, I'm saying we need to hope for that to get some stops. And I don't think it's like the least likely thing given his completion percentage.
Right.
But yeah, I'm not going to trust in that to happen. I'm not going to bet on that. So
That's valid. I think I will. I'm gonna not trust Caleb Williams here. I like the Packers run game. I think they're gonna get that going solid again with another lineman potentially coming back. Not that he's like
Zach
super
Tom.
not that he's like super impactful, but I
He's
think the
pretty
Packers will be able to
He's
get it
pretty
going.
impactful.
He's our best
He's
lineman.
by far.
Yeah.
Yeah, Max.
All right. My bad.
Especially in pass protection, he's
Especially
usually
when
best.
our option is Jordan Morgan. Yeah, he's definitely our,
Right.
Jordan
best.
Morgan
Okay,
is
then I
top
have the
5.
Packers
back.
winning by more than I thought I did.
No, he's
Never
not.
mind.
He's top
Never
5.
mind. No, I trust the Packers.
Top 5 on the
scoring
Packers
numbers, unlike
O-line
you.
right now.
Top 5 terrorists.
Not even.
Let me go. Let's see. I'll go. I don't think it'll be like as much of a shootout as it should be, considering the like atrocious defenses. But I'll say,
Yeah.
I'll say, I like the 28-27 actually. I'll say,
Who flipped?
I'll
Oh, okay. I
say
thought you were.
24-17.
No, that's why had it a little bit
Packers.
lower is because the Packers play very ball possession like style of offense. So I think
Right.
that's going to live with the number of possessions, so it won't be as high scoring as like a
I
lot of
think
other
they both
shootouts
do.
would be.
They both love the run game.
Yeah, right.
I kind of went against that in my pick. I'm picking the Bears to handle the Packers in this game. The Bears are 3-2 against playoff teams. They've all been after Week 12, so they're kind of been battered, and I think they're playoff tested. They have a good O line. I think Swift is enough to get this done against a 4-game skid Packers with an injury riddled defense. I just don't see this game being the stand that the Packers make to break that skid. I think Jacobs will have a great game, but even though that Bears defense isn't great, they have a 15th ranked red zone defense, and they have the most, you said they have a high takeaway. I think they win 35-21, and the Bears roll into the second round.
I
They
will say
are they
two of
are
those
missing one of
wins,
those takeaway guys in C.J. Gardner Johnson.
two of
Yeah.
those wins against playoff teams were against Pittsburgh and Green Bay. So I don't
Right.
think it's like,
Malik
I mean,
Willis
Green
led
Bay,
Green Bay, by the
we're
way.
playing Green Bay again, you know?
yeah,
Malik Willis led Green
They
Bay,
go
by
one
the
and
way.
one against them
right.
every
They went
year,
1 and
so
1
it's like
against us.
so
Not every
realistically,
year.
it's
It's the
not.
last 2 years. What?
Yeah.
The,
Other
like
than
5
that,
years
Like
before that, we
every
went 2 and
NFC
0.
North combination, it's 1-1 just about every damn year.
No,
except for
it's
the
like
Packers
just
versus
what?
Bears, it's been the
Except the
last half
Packers were like
decade of
11-0
Rage
before
bait.
last
Rage
year.
bait.
yeah.
What?
What is bro on?
Yeah, every year, I guess,
You're
if you
right.
only think the last 2 years count, sure.
That's like I haven't paid attention crazy since then, realistically,
Fair.
or before then.
I don't know. I just don't see the Packers having a great chance in this game. They're too injury riddled. They're missing too many players. The Bears, I like Ben Johnson a lot here, even though no, he did well in the playoffs last year. They just gave up a crap ton of points.
Yeah.
Yeah, I find the injuries for the Packers to be concerning. I would be picking them handedly in this game if they were healthy. I think that's a fairly obvious one. But that being said, narratively wise, it would be the most Chicago Bears thing ever for them to have their best season since 2018, and they lose at home to the 7-seeded Packers when they finally win the NFC North. And that's what I'm going to take to happen. Um,
Wow.
I like I like Jordan Love more than I like Caleb Williams. I'm expecting the Bears to Green Bay will keep the ball away from them, try to keep their defense off the field. Hopefully they take some pride in the run game. If Chicago doesn't run all over them, I really don't see how they're going to score that many points. Although, yikes, Trayvon Diggs was an interesting signing. That almost made me change my mind. But that being said, I'm going to take Green Bay 27, Chicago 21.
Wow.
Did we
I
ever
think
did
that
we ever say the spread for this game? What's the
That
spread
is,
here?
I think it's in
Probably-
favor of Green Bay at this point. I think Green Bay's favored by 1.5,
Okay,
That's
that's what
last
fire.
time I
But I
checked.
might put some money on that.
Which, I mean, I already did. I bet on the Bears money line like right away, and apparently I should have waited. I thought the line would shift in favor of Chicago, but it
Hmm.
shifted in favor of Green
Home
Bay.
game for the Bears too. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, we won in Soldier Field, and they beat us in Green Bay.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
I don't really care. It's playoffs.
I don't
Yeah.
care that much about
Weird.
home field, to be honest.
I do when your entire team hasn't been there since like what half decade now, so they're gonna be rocking.
Yeah,
obviously.
divisional in the playoffs. I think it's gonna be
Exactly.
rocking. Yeah.
It's gonna be rocking. Yeah. As a biased Green Bay fan, I'm definitely gonna be taking us to get back against them. Fully healthy, not really, but fully healthy, meaning Jordan Love coming back and Josh Jacobs actually playing a full game of football against them instead of against the Bears. I feel like Jacobs will get rolling. If Love doesn't turn the ball over, as we see in his three playoff games he's had, in the games we lose, he turns the ball over like once, twice a game. We just can't afford that against this Bears team that will definitely be able to capitalize on our pretty Swiss cheese defense. Games we win, he's 5-0. Games we lose, he's like 0-3 with turnovers. So, yeah, there's that. I think the Trayvon Diggs signing is interesting. It's an interesting dart throw in the dark. I feel like it's just to get Valentine and the other idiot off of the wide receiver one because they are absolutely horrid in guarding the wide receiver
Diggs
one
is
for
not
teams.
better.
He gives us a shot in the dark.
Okay.
I think
I
he
don't
works
mind it,
well. I think he
honestly.
I
works
would
well with
I
Parsons,
would
but
yeah,
without
I would
Parsons, I don't
100%
love him.
rather have Nixon and Valentine on the 2-3 than have him on the 1. I don't care. Rome is not that, and I drafted him in basically every fantasy league I'm in, so, But yeah, that said, I'm taking the Packers 32-21, blowing them out of the
Ooh,
water, ending whatever run they have, and they can go enjoy the first seed schedule next year.
nice.
I look
So
forward to that.
that puts 3 for the Packers, Max, Dylan, Ethan, and then me and Jack took the Bears.
Yeah,
Forgot to mention, but we all picked the Rams, so
yeah,
we're very united on that.
Yeah.
yeah. Me and
Any final
Dylan,
thoughts?
CJ2K being out is a big hit for them. One of their main corners, one of their main takeaway guys. So, but it was just ruled out maybe 30 minutes ago that Wicks will not be playing due to a concussion sustained.
Oh shoot,
Um, so
he's him.
special teams will be an issue for us once again, as we will have only what's his name back there, as Savion is on IR. So either JKS or the
Reed.
terrorist will be back there receiving punts again.
Yeah,
Doc,
what's wrong
yeah.
with Bo Melton?
Not Bo Melton, Nixon.
No,
Nixon's
no,
the
no, I
terrorist.
know. Let's just
Guys,
put
what
Bo
about
Melton back there.
what
Bo
about
Melton's
Luke
already playing
Musgrave?
both sides of the ball. He's tired.
Okay, okay,
He can't play all three. So,
Right. I got
Can
you.
we throw Luke Musgrave back there?
Okay.
He's not going to fumble it, hopefully.
GG
rather
go
not.
next. No,
Right,
GG go next.
right. He's
No,
sure.
You know what? Yeah.
Dude, I fucking okay. No, I'm not. That's brave.
I miss
Pisses
Tucker
me off.
Craft.
Yeah. If we had Tucker Craft, I'd probably pick us to win this game.
I wonder if
Even
we had
without
Micah Parsons, what
Parsons.
would happen.
Well, if we had Micah Parsons, I'd definitely pick us to win this
Yeah.
game. All right, next game, Jaguars versus Buffalo. I think this is the most interesting game of
By
the
far.
wild card round, at least for me. Yeah, I mean, I think whoever wins this game, honestly, has a great chance of winning it all. And I think this.
I agree.
I mean, I hope it's going to be a close one. Although honestly, if Buffalo wins, I think I'd pick New England over them. But
You
by
have
simple
you
rating
have the Chargers
system,
too, then?
no.
Okay.
That by simple
Because
by
Buffalo's not going to New England then, but
no, I know, but I meant in the championship
Okay.
round. By simple
Just
rating
take all of it.
system, the Jaguars are third with plus 8.74, which basically takes into account who they've played and how much they beat them by. And by that metric, they're third. And Houston has been ranked really highly in that metric all year, even when they were 3-5, because of all their games being extremely close. So I think it's a good metric to kind of evaluate teams. 2.37 points per drive, 1.75 points per drive allowed. I just think they're a really excellent team, and they're pretty balanced. And the offense, by most of these metrics, is their weak point, but it's been their strong point over the past 7 weeks. I mean, they've just been on fire since the bye. Yeah, since their bye, they've played 10 games and they averaged 32.8 points per game. I think their worst week was a 23-point outing against the Colts. So
Yep,
yeah,
you're
I
right.
just think they're extremely hot. I think that's going to be play a huge role in the AFC picture, because I think it's incredibly even across a lot of these teams. The only one that I would be shocked to see make a Super Bowl run is Pittsburgh and the Chargers. So in a wide open AFC, I do like picking the Jaguars because they are hot. They've forced 31 turnovers. The Bills have only turned it over 19 times, and Josh Allen is really good at not turning the ball over in the playoffs. So I think it'll be interesting to see how that goes. If Josh Allen can mitigate the turnovers, I think Buffalo has a really good chance to win this. However, the Bills' rush defense, absolutely terrible. Jaguars' rushing offense has not been particularly good, but I think Liam Cohen can call a really good game and get the run game going, and that will set up Trevor Lawrence in the pass game against the Bills' pass defense that's actually pretty good. My main worry for the Jaguars in this game is that because Trevor Lawrence has been so good lately, that they just drop back way more than they should, especially early in this game. And Trevor Lawrence just makes some of his classic, just like, what the fuck are you doing throws, and the Bills get like 2 picks and run away with it. So that's my worry, but I trust Liam Cohen. I was really high on him in the offseason, and I think he's done. I think he's arguably coach of the year. Uh, and I do think Josh Allen will go crazy, and I think the rushing offense will be good too. I don't think Jacksonville's rush defense is particularly good. And it's scary to pick against them because it is Josh Allen in the playoffs, and he's probably just going to win, and I'm going to look stupid. Uh, but yeah, it's been a really weird NFL season, and I feel like the cap off the weirdness, Buffalo losing in like the first round would be very fitting. So yeah, I got Jacksonville 35-31.
I like that. And what's the spread on this one? But I found on Yahoo is just
It's like
-1
even,
to the Bills,
pretty much.
which seemed a little weird. Yeah. All right.
I do think the Bills are
This
slightly
guy over
better.
here loves hating on the quarterbacks that he has in fantasy just for like no apparent reason.
Yeah.
With the like questionable T-Law and Jordan Love picks, but that's okay.
If Jordan,
I
T.Y.
agree though. I like the
Okay.
pick. I also like what you said about the Jags and Bills having good odds to go far in the playoffs, just because the AFC schedule looks a little easy/fraud. But because of the Bills' experience, I think they could. I think they have better potential to go far. But I don't trust the defense, and the Jags have been hot, so I got the Jags putting up one hell of a lot of points. We'll go 35-28.
Dude, this guy just tries to copy my game scores every time.
Dude, what did you say, bro?
I said 35-31.
Oh, okay.
Oh, sorry, I'll pull up some stats if you guys want to go.
Yeah, I'm gonna kind of go an opposite route of you two. I'm taking the Bills in this one, and I'm just gonna trust in Josh Allen. He knows it, the world knows it, his team knows it. It's the most open the AFC is gonna be for a little while now. With every team in there, he by far has the most experience in these situations. He by far has the most wins in the play. I don't know, whatever. He doesn't have the most wins. Aaron Rodgers is there, but my point still stands. Aaron Rodgers is a fraud, but Josh Allen there.
At this point in his career, he definitely
Sure,
like
but
is. Yeah.
Josh Allen knows it's his time to win. He needs to win, and I think the defenses are both going to come alive in this game. Uh, just kind of get down, get gritty. I don't think a lot of points are actually going to be scored in this one. I'm going to take the Bills 17-14 in this one.
That's pretty low scoring.
I do think a lot of times playoff games end up being lower scoring than you'd think, just because the offenses get a bunch of nerves.
Yeah. I'm gonna pull up some stats here. The Jaguars are 5-3 against playoff teams since week 9, or sorry, since week 10. They've won 8 in a row. Since week 9, your Jack already said they suffered 32.8 points per game. They've outscored opponents by 19.1 points in that win streak. They're second in takeaways. They're first against the run. Josh Allen is 0 for 4 on the road in playoff games in his career. With all that being said, Josh Allen is on the other side, and Josh Allen can win a football game by himself. They have playoff experience. They have a run game. They have a decent O-line. We'll see. They have enough offensive weapons to win a shootout. And Allen is 4-0, and his defense gives up more than 30 points this year, which is a Mickey Mouse stat. But
Yeah, that's interesting.
in this situation, I don't trust T-Law. We kind of talked about that last week. I just trust Josh Allen to do this. Like you said, Ethan, the AFC is the most wide open it's been since Josh Allen and Mahomes, started running the AFC. Mostly Mahomes. And I think Josh Allen is not going to let that go to waste. The Jaguars are fun. They're young. They're statistically a better team in almost every category. And yet, I think the veteran experience from the Bills is enough to get it done. Bills 34, Jaguars 27.
Yeah, I'm going to repeat a lot of what you said. I think that since week 10, the Jaguars have probably been the best team in the AFC, maybe the best team in the NFL. They're red hot. Liam Cohen is an offensive genius. He might be the best play caller in the league.
I think that the Bills defense is probably going to be uncompetitive in this game. I think the Jags are going to do whatever they want on them. Somebody mentioned earlier that the Bills' passing defense is actually has pretty good metrics. I think that that's mostly because their rushing defense is 31st in the league, so people just hand the ball off and do whatever they want on that Bills defense. And all that being said, I'm going to still take Josh Allen because it's Josh Allen in the playoffs, and he is just. I mean, I think that the Jags might be better at every position in this game other than quarterback. I don't know if the Bills have them at any other spot, offensive line, defensive line, receivers,
Running back.
but
Running
Probably
yeah,
back.
okay.
Running
probably
back.
defensive end.
Defensive, okay. No.
Or I meant the Jaguars have them in that.
Yeah,
I was thinking the opposite. My bad.
yeah, but anyways, I'm just going to take Josh Allen to refuse to be stopped. I think he's got a bad taste in his mouth from the last time he was out there. Missed the guy on the 2-point conversion. And I think he's going to be unstoppable in the playoffs as he has been his whole career. So I've got the Bills 48, the Jags 45.
Wow. I love that. That would be an
Wow.
awesome game.
Wasn't it the score of the Ravens Bills game, or first game of the season, or was that
It
48
was
42?
40. It was
It might have
40. It
been.
was 41-40. It was 41-40. I'm
Mm.
pretty sure.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I don't know if this is the highest scoring playoff game ever, but the Packers lost to the Cardinals 51-45 in 2008, I believe it was. Aaron Rodgers' first playoff game. Classic put up 45 points, goes to overtime.
Loses.
He did fumble in overtime, unfortunately, and missed a wide open Greg Jennings downfield. But
All right,
that's
that one
okay.
can be his fault.
Well, it can be his fault, but we can also acknowledge that usually when you put up 45 points, you don't have to go to overtime.
You should have won a
Um,
football game, yeah.
Larry Fitzgerald.
Yeah.
Classic.
I'm
Uh,
you can go.
no, go ahead. I was done.
Oh, I was just gonna say I didn't realize the Jaguars give up 218 yards through the air, uh, which is 21st in the NFL, and I think Josh Allen his offense averages 351 yards in the playoffs, and he has surpassed or he had 400 yards against the Chiefs in the 2021 divisional round. I could see another insane yardage from Josh Allen. I think James Cook can do what he does, but I think this Josh Allen, the Jaguars might be one of the toughest tests he will face in the playoffs.
I think if they can get the ball to Shakir, honestly, enough times, like 6 to 8 times this game, like Shakir is one of the most dangerous weapons in the open, yeah. But yeah, he's one of the most dangerous weapons. As long as they can get him in the open, I think him, Allen, and the tight end room, who has apparently been pretty good this year, since they have no one else because Keon Coleman's a bum. But yeah, I think they just need to get the ball to Shakir, use and keep the defense honest with James Cook, and they should be able to win this game.
Yeah, Kincaid being back for them is huge. I saw a stat that says they average like 30 points with them, and I don't know, it's a lot less without him. Which might just also be small sample size, and they face better defenses without him is very possible. But I mean, there's probably something there regardless.
Yep.
Yeah, this does feel like a game where it's like all the analytics nerds will be like, "Oh, Jacksonville's gonna win," and then it's like
100%.
Josh Allen just wins it. But
Yeah.
next we have Eagles 49ers. I think this one's kind of interesting as well. I was on the 49ers train originally, but I switched over to Philadelphia.
Ditto that.
49ers are better by the simple rating system that I used for Jacksonville and Buffalo. They're 5th, and the Eagles are 11th. I am concerned with San Francisco, though. The game they played against Seattle, the offense just couldn't get going, and they were rolling before that, but against like pretty bad defenses. And it was like, okay, I believed in them. I thought they'd be able to move the ball against Seattle, and they just weren't. And this defense isn't at that caliber, but it's still a very good defense, and Vic Fangio is a very good defensive play caller. I think he'll have answers for them. They might be without Pearsall, and they might be without Trent Williams. I mean, who's getting open against Quinion Mitchell and Cooper DeJean on that team? I mean, George Kittle, sure. Christian McCaffrey can catch some checkdowns. But I just think it'll be some tough sledding for them. And I think Philly, against this weak 49ers defense, will be able to do enough. I don't think their offense will go crazy, but I do think Jalen Hurts does play some of his best football in the postseason, and the receiving core is still really good, and Saquon's still really good, and they're getting Lane Johnson back. So I think the run game can be a bit better than it was during the regular season, and I think they'll be able to win a game that kind of starts off a little slow, and then the offense starts picking up. I got Philly winning this one, 24-17.
If I could just interject, they did just release their injury report like 20 minutes ago. Lane Johnson is still questionable. Brett Toth is questionable. Calcaterra, Carter, Dean, Dickerson, Epps, Goddard, Ojolari, and Phillips are all full practices this week.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah. Basically, the big one riding on Lane Johnson with his foot. He was a limited, questionable decision. He's probably going to be game time. If not, it's going to be answered tomorrow that he's playing or not.
He'll go.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, he'll be a go.
It's the playoffs.
Yeah, I like what you said. Philly is the better team. I do want to disagree that I think the 49ers offense will be able to put something up. Their receivers have been injured all year. That's never really stopped them from scheming up. Never stopped Shanahan from scheming up points in the passing game. So I trust him to get something done there. I don't think that'll be like horrible in any sense. But that being said, the 49ers are still like unbelievably injured. The Eagles are the better team. Their defense is elite. I think it'll carry them farther than I want the Eagles to go. So I'm gonna say Eagles. Dude, this guy, no. I just gotta go before this guy. I love that 27-24.
It was 24-17.
Okay, my bad. I'll go 17-10. We'll keep it low.
That was close to mine.
Didn't you not just say you have more faith in the 49ers offense than I do, and you have them scoring less?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I will say
I don't know what to
49ers
say.
schedule, since facing the Rams the second time, where their offense got hot, 41 points against the Cardinals, 20 against the Panthers, 26 against the Browns, 37 against the Colts, 37 against the Titans, 48 against the Colts, 42 against the Bears.
Mm-hmm.
Not the strongest defensive schedule. Kyle Shanahan's a great coach. I trust him to have some answers in this game, which is why I have them scoring 17 and not something like incredibly low.
Right.
But they did put up 3 against the Seahawks, and Philadelphia's closer to the Seahawks than they are to like the Panthers or the Cardinals on defense, I think. So I just have concerns, I guess, against a tougher team that has a good scheme and do have guys that can, I don't know, match what the 49ers have personnel-wise.
I do agree with you, Jack. I think the Niners are going to score 17 points, but I think the Eagles are only going to score 14. So I have the Niners winning this game. To me, I wrote in my notes that this is a NFC Championship type matchup. I really, really like both of these teams. I kind of glazed Jalen Hurts last week. I really am a big fan of his. I really like this 49ers team, and that's why I had them edge him out. Pause. It's a really injury riddled Niners, and I understand why the Eagles might be a better team on paper. I think that this Philly offense has been really not great. I mean, they've been good for in totality of the NFL, but by Eagles
No,
standards,
they've been mid by
yeah,
totality
by
of the
Eagles
NFL.
standards, they've not been great, and so I think a lot of the Niners injuries have come on the defensive side of the ball, and I was hearing that if you pinch against Saquon, like he turns into like an ineffective runner completely. So I think if I trust Kyle Shanahan to kind of figure that stuff out for the Niners, I think they'll be able to stop the Eagles and their mid offensive coach or offensive coordinator. I think CMC is going to dominate. I think Purdy is going to continue to stay hot. I think, yeah, his hot games were against terrible teams, but sometimes you need to roll into the playoffs. You know, I'd rather you be rolling against some booty teams than to be, like losing 2 or 3 straight
I
against
mean, they
good
did
teams.
lose the last game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to disagree with you there. The Eagles will be able to tear apart the 49ers in D-line and linebackers.
Oh yeah, they're playing fourth and fifth string linebackers.
They should be.
Right,
But
exactly. They should be able to
the
run the ball the
49ers
whole game with no concerns.
But I'm
the
talking
49ers
schematically.
Yeah, if the 49ers decide
the
to like
same thing.
hamper down
Schematically,
on the
doesn't really
run,
matter. They got to put like 8 or 9 guys in the box to stop
right.
Saquon. They can't do
But
anything.
Is Pachula going to recognize that and not run it in
Exactly.
those super heavy
Yes.
boxes? Like, he might just run it anyways, and then they get into a third and long situation, and the 49ers can just put like 8 guys back, and who knows? Pachula just calls some bullshit play,
But
and
yeah, I
I mean,
think
they
in
have the
that
most three and
scenario
outs in
we
the
can
league.
just trust an AJ Brown fade on the sideline 1-on-1, no problem.
I mean, there's been games where
That
AJ
is that
Brown
is a
doesn't get a
high
target.
that is a high variance play though. Just
So
innately.
it's like any deep shot.
Right.
Right.
So like, it's not something you want to rely on.
No, definitely not. You'll rely on the run game.
I,
But
I,
I
I
still think they can
yes.
get it done against 8 guys in the box. The 49ers don't have anyone to man up against.
I don't know. The offensive
Eagles
line
run game.
hasn't been good. It kind of depends on Lane Johnson coming
I
back.
think the Niners defense questions are like less of a concern for me than the Eagles offensive concern. Not, I guess not like exactly, but I also feel like I can trust that the Niners offense will. I think they will put up more points, which sounds corny than the Eagles. I mean, that's how you win the game, but I trust that CMC and Purdy will lead this offense to at least 2 touchdowns, and I think that Shanahan can outcoach his way against the Eagles' offense.
I do want to note that the Eagles' offense averages 2 points per drive, which is the exact same as the Texans' offense and less than the Chargers' offense. So they have been mid and even like slightly below average in like
Yeah.
the entirety of the NFL.
Yeah, I'm taking the Eagles in this one. Probably just 24-17. Plain and simple. I like the Eagles better than the 49ers. That's about it here. Yeah.
Yeah, so last one for the 49ers, no Trent Williams, no Ricky Pearsall. I think that they probably stand a better chance against Seattle, especially if they have a healthy Trent Williams. I feel like the Seattle defensive line was in Brock Purdy's face within a second, it felt like, on every snap. So I don't want to, yeah, I feel like Brock Purdy's been pretty elite this year when he's actually healthy. But that being said, this Eagles defense is top 5 in the NFL, maybe the best constructed defense in the NFL. And I think that the 49ers defense is so beat up. A lot of the Eagles' offensive struggles come from when they're not able to run the ball. Their offense has always come from running the ball. No Jason Kelsey, no Mekhi Becton, both leaving, one to retirement, one in free agency. When you're losing those guys, they haven't been able to run the ball as much. That closes up everything. But when the 49ers defense is this beat up, I think that they will be able to run the ball on them, which is going to open up everything else. So I think that the Eagles will be able to put together a solid offensive performance. So Brock Purdy will play better, but the Eagles defense is really good. So give me 49ers 17, Eagles 34.
All right, so what is that in favor of the Eagles? Is it 4-1?
That's 4-1. I'm the only one to pick the Niners. That's okay. I've said that I really think that this is a like almost NFC Championship level. Like I think I'm kind of like fraud watch on the Seahawks, even though they
I'm
just beat the
proud.
Niners.
I don't think the Niners are NFC Championship level, not with all their injuries.
I think they can do it. I got
I mean, I
no
think they could
statistical.
do it, but like, I don't think. I think they'd be a relatively weak NFC Championship game team. Not as
Yeah.
weak as last year's Commanders, maybe. Definitely not.
All right, do you want to go with Chargers, New England?
Yeah. I have New England winning here, 27-23. Um, one of the Patriots' problems is pass rush, and the Chargers have a horrific O-line, so they should be able to get pressure anyways. And I mean, if your biggest like weakness is not going to be a problem, that's not good for the other team. Um, the Chargers are 15th by simple rating system. The Patriots are 6th. Patriots average 0.6 points per drive more, or about 0.5. I have them down as the same amount of points allowed per drive, but I feel like I just wrote that down wrong because I don't feel like that's true. But regardless, Patriots 9th in total DVOA, Chargers 17th, Chargers 21st in offensive DVOA, Patriots 3rd. Patriots are actually 23rd by defensive DVOA. I think they've had the weakest offensive schedule. Like their defense has faced the worst offenses in the league out of any defense. So that'll be interesting to see how they hold up in the playoffs, especially with the bad pass rush. But I do think the Patriots get a little underrated in the AFC field because of their easy schedule. I mean, the Niners and they are in the AFC West, fair enough. They had to face the 49ers or I mean, they had to face the Rams and the Seattle Seahawks twice. But other than that, their schedule was really easy. Denver, same thing, but it seems like New England's the only team that gets a lot of shit for it. And their offense has been really good regardless. Drake May, obviously, he's my MVP. Regardless, he's been playing at that level. So yeah, I have New England winning this 27-23. Some optimism for the Chargers. Maybe Drake May gets off to a little bit of a slow start. Some first playoff game jitters, and maybe the run game won't be able to kind of mitigate that because the Chargers are third in EPA per rush allowed. And I mean, Justin Herbert's been carrying that terrible offense all year. So who knows? Maybe he can do just enough to win a low scoring game.
Anthony Davis is out for multiple months, guys. That was the worst first round pick ever.
Yeah, I just saw that. I saw Shams tweet about AD, and I'm like, holy crap, did this just happen live? But nope, he's just out for another month. So
Ligament damage in his left hand.
yeah,
Not great.
How does a guy do that?
I guess I'm
What a
locking him at
great
30
decision,
points, and then
guys.
I'm never getting him in my lineup again.
Mm-hmm.
What a great trade that was some months ago. Yeah, that was a choice.
I do like what Jack said about the Patriots non-existent pass rush. I do also want to say that Milton Williams, uh, top 5 defensive tackle in the league last year, is coming back. He is a defensive tackle that doesn't generate a whole lot of pass rush, but he is pretty. I mean, as much as defensive tackles do, he'll do what he can.
Doesn't
I
take a
think
lot
that'll
against the
pose.
Chargers offensive line.
Hmm?
Doesn't take a lot
Yeah.
against the Chargers offensive
Right,
line.
exactly. Like I think that'll still be able to pose enough of a problem against the awful Chargers O line that I'll have the Patriots winning. I'll go 35-17.
Yeah, I like what you guys said a lot. Wrote down that the Patriots are 2-2 against playoff teams. The Chargers are 3-3, but they have a loss against Denver. They rested all their starters, so 3-2 in real games, I guess. Both teams have pretty good defenses. Well, very good defenses. I just see one team with a significantly better offense, and that is what led me to pick the Patriots. I have this as being I think it's the most lopsided game that I have picked here. I have this 31-10 in favor of the Patriots. I think that this is a game that they can run away with, that they're at home. They can kind of put on a show in front of the home fans. I do think it'll get harder in the AFC. But Chargers are a good team, but they're not a true contender for me. So
Yeah, I don't have a ton to say about this game. I think it's well documented that the Chargers' offensive line has been atrocious since they've lost both their offensive tackles. And I've got it being a little more low scoring. I think that the Chargers' defense has kept them in games all year. Derwin James will probably make a couple plays, but regardless, I've got Patriots 17, Chargers 13.
ooh, nice.
Yeah, I'm also gonna have to go with the Patriots here. I don't know. I just like Drake May better to lead a team, especially one that isn't as riddled with injury, especially in the trenches as the Chargers are. One note for the Chargers: Hampton has made it clear that he does want to play this week and will play this week, so there is that for them. Although I don't know how much that helps with both your All Pro level tackles being out. Of course, it does help, but yeah, I'm just gonna take the Patriots, 21 to let's say 17. I think Drake May definitely comes out with a slow start, but I think Justin Herbert just comes out with a slower start. So
Nice.
Okay, so last game of the week, Monday Night Football, Texans versus Steelers. Houston, 4th in the league by simple rating system. Pittsburgh, 18th. Houston scores 2 points per drive and allows 1.54, which is second lowest in the league behind Seahawks. Pittsburgh scores 2.12 points per drive and allows 2.12 points per drive. Very balanced team. Houston's fourth by total DVOA. Pittsburgh's 12th. Houston's first in EPA per play allowed to opposing offenses. Houston's defense has just been so dominant. I mean, they're on like a 9-10 game winning streak on the back of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Pittsburgh's passing game is really going to have a rough time in this one. Their O-line isn't so bad, and Aaron Rodgers gets the ball out really quick, but I do think Houston's going to be able to get downhill on those checkdowns, and I don't think they're going to like allow them to get more yardage than they should most of the time. DK being back helps a little bit, but I don't think it'll be enough for them to really do much on offense. My main concern would be that Aaron Rodgers is so experienced that he will know what he's seen with the Houston defense. He's not going to be like confused. I just don't have faith in him to actually deliver consistently at this point in his career. And I think Houston has the better offensive pairing with CJ Stroud and Nico Collins. I have faith in Stroud. I think he's pretty good. My concern for that side of the ball is that Stroud gets some pressure because the offensive line is horrible, and maybe TJ Watt gets strip sack or someone else forces a fumble. Some of that Pittsburgh devil magic, maybe they get like some crazy special teams play. That's how I think Pittsburgh can win this game. But I'll take Houston, a low scoring game. I'll take them 19-13.
That's awfully curious. That's the score I had in mind, but I'll switch it up just for you. Um, I like what you said about Aaron Rodgers being able to read the defense easily because he's like obviously Aaron Rodgers. He's got a bunch of experience. He's the goat. But he'll be able to read the defense, but he won't have anywhere to go. The Texans' defense is just way better than it is. Everyone will be clamped. There's not going to be anything he can do. And I want to add that the Steelers are 1-5 against playoff teams this year, with their one win coming against the Seahawks in Week 2 when they forced 5 turnovers. I don't think they can do that again. I know CJ Stroud's been inconsistent, but he's 5 turnovers is ridiculous. That's not happening. I got the Texans 22-10.
Yep.
Hey, they forced 5 turnovers against the Colts when they were like on top of the world. Steelers devil magic, it pops up sometimes.
Unfortunately,
Maybe.
they're not a
It's
playoff
not
team, so I
happening.
did not include that.
Yeah, Max, you stole my playoff team records. Steelers 1-5. The Texans are 4-4, but I will mention they're 4-1 since week 8. 9-game winning streak. They're in that winning streak. They've been second in points allowed. They've been seventh in sacks and third in takeaways. This is a monster defense. Yeah, Aaron Rodgers might be able to read it a little bit better, but I think we got to give some credit to the defense as well. That a good defense will read the quarterback just as much as the quarterback is reading the defense. The Steelers have 4 wins in their last 5 games to kind of ride into the playoffs. Don't think it matters here. I think this is going to be Steelers are going to get 7. I think I like the Devil Magic special teams or some random. Maybe Aaron Rodgers leads the game with a score and then nothing else happens. But I think the Texans will get a couple field goals and it'll be 20-7 Texans.
Yeah, so last year I think we saw with the Jets, it hasn't happened as much this year, but last year when Aaron Rodgers would get hit a lot in a game, it would really rattle him and the offense would kind of disappear.
Mhm.
I think Will Anderson and Daniil Hunter are going to hit Aaron Rodgers a lot in this game. The Texans defense is best defense in the league in my opinion. And I think the Steelers, they don't put up a lot of points on offense. They get a lot of kick returns, a lot of end of half stuff for them. Basically, I'm trying to say that I think they're fluky, and I think that the Texans are going to expose them in this game. I expect CJ Stroud to elevate in the playoffs like he has the last couple seasons. And I've got the Texans 21-0.
Ooh,
Shut
I
out
like
in the
it.
playoffs. Okay.
Yeah, I
I like
mean,
that.
Texans defense is by far and away one of the best defense in the league in my opinion. I like their edge rushers. I like their line. I like their linebackers. I like their corners. I love their safeties. Everything about them is a completely, perfectly built defense. And having such a strong-minded head coach at that position, it just has done wonders for their team to be able to carry this, just sometimes just pitiful offense up and down to win games. I think that the Texans defense will just smother Aaron Rodgers and I just don't think that the receiving attack of DK Metcalf, Calvin Austin, and MVS will be enough for the Steelers to even put up maybe 7 points this game. Um, I really do like how the Texans have evolved their offense and has shown its flashes behind Woody Marks, Nico, uh, their two Jalen Noel, and I think it's Xavier Hutchinson in there. I like both of those guys. Um, I just think it's an O line problem with them, and if they can just figure out the run game, figure out the pass game, I think they just steamroll the Steelers. I think it's gonna be like 27-3 when they give that the score.
All right, so everyone in favor of Houston.
Yeah.
It'd be really funny if the Steelers had like
Steelers won.
4 touchdowns on offense after this.
And the Texans get like shut out or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, do we want to give our entire playoff predictions? Like we could go one by one, giving just our brackets and who we have winning the whole thing.
I think we do the brackets for the winning records. Like if we had the Rams 5-0, we all should
like
have
that.
the Rams in the playoffs. Or
Let's make like a podcast bracket almost.
right.
Okay,
Yeah, sure.
so sure. So who do we have winning then? The Rams.
We have Rams.
We were in favor of the Eagles and
Bears.
Was it 3
no,
to 2?
Packers.
It was 3 to 2 Packers.
Packers.
Oh, Miles.
So we have.
Did you write these down, Miles?
Yeah, I wrote them down.
Okay.
Then we have Seattle against Green Bay.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I mean, I think Seattle would dominate that game.
Yeah,
I don't think it'd be
100%.
close.
I don't
Yes,
think it's
Seattle.
close.
Yep.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
I have Seattle's defense. I think they've been like the most impressive unit in football. They allow 1.48 points per drive, 0.06 less than the Texans, and they've done it against one of the hardest offensive schedules in the league. They're first by DVOA. Them and the Rams are first and second by DVOA by a ton. Third in total DVOA is actually the Lions, funny enough. But yeah, I think they'll be able to slow down any offense in the playoffs. And I trust Darnold, I think, to figure something out and just mitigate the like terrible game that he's been liable to put up. And I think they can have just enough explosive plays with JSN to win tough games. I mean, I have them against the Rams second round.
I don't think they even need to put the ball into Donald's hands all that
Oh,
much.
if they face the Packers,
they can just
no.
run it.
Yeah.
I
I
think
think
if they
Well,
face
their
the
run game
Packers,
has
their
not been
defense should be
good.
able to get them enough stops where Darnold, even if he does throw his a billion interceptions in clutch games, that he's bound to put up 3 touchdowns as well against their defense. So
Yeah.
I will say I had the Niners and the Bears. So in mine, I had like Niners playing the Eagles or playing the Seahawks.
Mhm.
I didn't prepare anything about the 1 seeds or the second round. I just I don't know. I'm just picking them. But I do think that the Niners could sneak away with the Seahawks in a rematch. I'm really not on the Darnold train. I don't think he will win a Super Bowl. I think he's a good quarterback. He's too fluky for me. Maybe it's because I'm a Vikings fan. And I'm still traumatized by last year. But I just don't know if I can trust some of the big moments yet.
No, you're right. He is fluky, but it's the Packers' defense is even worse.
The Packers, yes,
Yeah.
they should beat the Packers.
I think they get around, and that wraps it up.
Okay, so then we have
both-
Eagles Rams.
both
Yep.
Trent Williams and Ricky Pearsall have just been ruled questionable for their game.
Okay.
They're gonna play.
Okay.
Yeah.
Probably.
Well, maybe not Ricky, but Trent will play.
Trent will play.
I'm sure.
Ricky's whatever.
Eagles Rams, I'm going
Ricky's
Rams.
their best wide receiver. I don't know.
Yeah,
Um,
I would go Rams there too.
I'd
Respect
go
Kendrick
Rams,
Bourne,
yeah.
Jack.
Thank
no,
you.
I'm saying, Dylan. I'm saying
Kendrick Bourne,
yeah,
hey,
I'm going
fantasy goal.
Rams.
Nah, Jake
Um,
Tonjes for real.
Rams is I feel like would be the common pick here. I agree there, but
So we have
I'm gonna go Eagles.
Okay.
Eagles.
They're just weird.
I think the Rams secondary has been awful
Mm-hmm.
since like week 13. Here, I have the numbers here, the PFF numbers here. For the first 12 weeks of the season, they allowed first passer rating. They were wait a minute. Yeah. They
Cook.
allowed the worst passer rating, which sounds backwards when I'm saying it, but they worst passer rating, worst completion percentage, and second coverage grade since week 13. The Rams have the second worst. They've allowed the 31st passer rating, 31st coverage grade, and 22nd completion percentage. Ever since that Panthers game, their secondary has been getting exposed. I think that leaves room for Jalen Hurts to actually like develop something competent in the passing game, especially with Saquon being able to be Saquon still. I think they'll have a balanced offensive attack. I think the Eagles will win that game.
I don't know if they'd be able to run the ball against the Rams in that front seven, but
Yeah. I don't know.
I do
just
think
don't
the passing
trust
game
Hurts
could do enough. I think
passing the
Absolutely.
ball at all. So yeah.
I do think the Eagles could definitely win it. I mean, they won the game earlier in the season, but that was like one of the rare instances where the Eagles' passing attack looked really good. I mean, they came back from down like 2 or 3 scores that game.
Yes.
So that might be telling about the Rams passing
And
defense.
the Eagles,
Yeah.
maybe. The Eagles have had the Rams number the past few years as well. But I do
I
think the
this-
Rams have just been so good this year
I think
offensively.
Stafford gets it done against a bad Eagles offense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that the Rams have struggled against the top teams in the NFC both this year and last year. We saw them lose to the Eagles in the playoffs, obviously, last year in a close game. And then this year they lost to the Packers back when they were healthy. They lost to the Eagles in the regular season once again. We've seen them drop at games to Seattle and San Francisco. But that being said, I like the Rams to get over the hump in this game. Like I said, when I had the Eagles beating the 49ers in the first round, I think their offense really relies on the running game. And when the running game can't get going, the whole thing kind of falls apart. I don't think they're going to be able to run against the Rams front seven. So I like the Rams to win that game.
So that's 4-1 then, right, for
Yeah,
Rams?
Yeah.
we got to mention the Panthers beating the Rams there too.
So
Not a top
Panthers
team
beat
in
the
the
Rams.
NFC. Not a top team
Yeah.
in the NFC.
Playoff team's playoff team, bro.
we
Right.
have a 5 seed.
It should have been
Even
the
though,
Saints.
by the way. Well, we have Seattle versus the Rams first.
Yeah.
Oh shoot!
It'll
I'm
be a
tweaking.
rematch of Seattle
Hold on.
Rams. So
Yeah.
I actually have Seattle beating the Rams in my playoff bracket in the divisional round, so I'd pick them. I pick Seattle here.
Seattle. I'm going Rams.
I mean, it's a complete toss-up. They split the
Yeah.
series.
Yes,
I
I
mean-
agree with that.
I mean, it was a complete meltdown the second game in Seattle. The punter just absolutely choked. Just a complete collapse, and just
That
kind
was
of
such a bad punt.
just let the Seahawks back into the game there, passing attack and all. All that being said, I do think the Rams will get it done, as I think they should have swept the series this year.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I just think the Rams should win this one. Not handedly, but I think it'll be another great game and probably another high-scoring one as well.
I can agree with that. I think this is where Sam Darnold's inconsistency comes in. I don't
Yeah.
think he
Yep.
can get far enough. Rams
I
win.
think Stafford's veteran presence here. If he's already in a NFC Championship, I think he brings him to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is my NFC Championship in my actual bracket, and I
Mhm.
think it'd be a great game, but I just like Sean McVay, so I would take the Rams.
Dude,
Alright,
I've been
so that-
betting on Sean McVay and the Rams to like go on a deep playoff run each of the last 2 years, and they've let me down both times in games where they like definitely should have won. And I feel like that's going to happen again this year, but maybe not.
Yeah.
All right, so we have Rams as our NFC champion. We have Broncos Bills on the other side.
I mean,
Can I
As
read
in,
off
the
some
three of us
stats?
picked
Can I
the-
read off
three
some
of us
games
picked the
for you?
you can read off some
Actually,
stats. You
Wait,
can
hold
read off
on.
some stats.
Hold on.
these aren't
Yes,
really
three of us picked the
stats,
Bills.
but yeah. So I've got the Broncos this year. They've been in a one-score game with the Jets, the Titans, the Raiders twice, the Giants, the Commanders, and the Chargers when they were resting all of their starters. A lot of people have talked about how the Patriots are schedule merchants. I think that the Broncos are maybe the bigger schedule merchants. They look terrible frequently against really bad teams. I don't think Bo Nix has been
Yes.
very good this year,
Yes.
and I would take anyone in the AFC to upset the Broncos, and I will definitely take
Thank
Josh Allen to
you.
do it.
Yes. I've been on the Broncos hate. All they have is PS2 and a decent defense, bro. Bo Nix is not
Nah,
It's
nah.
not all that.
Decent
Let's not hit on the
decent is
defense
crazy.
off
Let's not
rip,
hit on that
off rip,
defense
bro.
now. Let's
I
calm
do
down a
agree
The
bit.
that I
Broncos
think
are
the
losing
Broncos
right away,
defense
but
is
let's
really
not
good.
hit on the defense.
They are at least the top 3 defense.
If we're
I mean, there's a
playing
re-
the
there's a
whole,
reason.
if we're playing the whole schedule, the game, then yeah, they have a decent defense. They have a pretty good defense, but I don't think we
No,
can call them
wrap it up
best in
with
the
that
league
take,
if the
bro.
schedule.
That's wrong. That is wrong.
Okay, they are 5th defensively in DVOA, and
Oh,
they allow
yeah.
that accounts for strength of schedule. By the
Yeah,
So
way,
fifth.
that's
That's
mid,
not
bro.
best. That's not best.
no one said they were the best.
They're a top 5 defense, no call.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
there's top 5 defense, but like there's only 14 teams in the playoffs, so that's like middle good.
I think the only defenses better than them in the playoffs are Seattle and Houston,
Yeah.
and maybe Philadelphia. I think they're about even with Philadelphia.
No,
Not the Bears.
I don't think so. Oh,
No.
yeah.
The Bears
yeah,
are very,
yeah, sure,
Bears are
the
very close,
Bears.
very close, very
Yeah.
close.
Obviously, they have a good defense. I'm not trying to say they don't have a good defense, but I think
I think so.
strength of schedule
That's what he
and
said,
Bo
so
Nix.
I think
I-
that's what he was saying. TBH.
That is exactly what he said. So I had to let
Yeah.
you
I said decent, and then I
Yeah.
fixed it, and I said they have a good defense.
I think their
Right.
defense is
I
really
think
good, but
great
I think
defense.
that their offense is borderline incompetent. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes,
Have
they're
you
frauds.
Have you considered that Bo Nix is a winner?
No,
I
not
did
at
take
all.
that into
No.
account, and I don't think that he's more of a winner than Josh Allen.
True. Yeah.
No, both the 1Cs are frauds this year, and
Give me the Bills.
I'll stand by that.
Easy.
Seattle's not a fraud. They might lose, but they're not a fraud.
Yeah.
Sam Darnold's the only fraud on the team.
They're
Real.
the best team in the league by like
Joe Milton
DVOA,
should be starting.
by
Real.
SRS.
Hey, so are the Lions. Not really.
The Lions are just incredibly injured in a way that the Seahawks aren't.
I meant last year.
Max shaking the entire room over there.
My bad.
Right, no, I meant last year. The Lions were incredibly injured last year in a way the Seahawks are just not this year.
Yeah.
I mean, if the Lions had a healthy team, they easily could have made the Super Bowl. I don't know if they do. They probably
I don't
still
say
lose to the
easily.
Eagles,
The
but-
Commanders kind of manhandled them, but
Yeah, with they put up 55 because the defense was just like beyond repair.
okay, still, NFL players shouldn't be allowing 55 points in a game.
Why
Yep.
not?
I understand that. But the Packers defense is about to allow 55 points in a game, and I don't think they do that with Micah
think
Parsons.
so. It's Caleb Williams, dog.
UVH.
All right, so we have 2 for the Bills right now. If that's where you're going, Dylan.
Oh, I
Yeah, I
picked
have
Bills
the
over
Bills.
Denver.
Yeah, everyone.
I
I
agree.
think it's a
Every-
Bills
everyone
sweep
knows
here.
Bills
Yeah.
right now.
All right, so then we have Patriots Texans on the other side.
I think I'd go Patriots here. I trust Drake May. I don't know. I think the Texans.
I like that. I like that take. I'll agree with you.
Texans defense is really good. I think Drake May could find enough answers. I think again, the Houston's weak O line, Patriots weak pass rush. I think someone has to win there. I
I
think
think Bud
maybe
just
the
secretly
Patriots
dissing Ariante
generate
Ersky,
a little
guys.
bit of pass rush, enough pass rush to win that game. I think.
Yep, I agree.
I have
They have a
Houston.
good enough defense to get this done.
I have Houston. I don't think the Patriots get to Stroud once. I don't know if Stroud maybe they put up a touchdown, but their defense is certainly capable enough to stop Stephon Diggs and Drake May enough times, especially with I don't know what their O line is going to look like 2 weeks from now. But yeah, I just like the Texans defense overall. Just I feel like I'm high on them, and I feel like just them in general can get a game won by themselves, especially in a playoff game.
Yeah, I think I agree.
That's fair.
For the most part, I don't really know how to feel about this one because I had the Bills losing round 1. So I had the Texans and Broncos, and I thought the Texans were going to manhandle Bo Nix.
Yeah, that's what
Real.
I had.
Real.
Right. But I've got. So yeah, I hadn't really considered Pats versus Texans, but yeah, I do think I trust Drake May. I did have him number 1 in that ranking for a reason. But he obviously doesn't have receivers to really get past the corner, so I think he'll have to scramble a lot. So I think it'll be relatively low scoring. Give me the Pats. I guess we haven't really had good score predictions for this, but
Yeah, but
yeah, give me Pats here.
so I think it's
Yeah,
Dylan hasn't.
I'm on the Texans as well, but it should be 3-2 New
Yeah.
England regardless. But I
Yeah,
just think
3-2.
that
Okay.
Stroud elevating the playoffs, Texans defense, but I'm good with the Patriots. That'll be a toss up. So
Yeah, it's
I
a
think
toss-up
if
matchup.
yeah,
I like
I really was tempted to pick New England NFC champion or AFC championship in my bracket, but
Yeah.
just the way my bracket was set up, I didn't like it. But I think if they face
if
Houston, I
this
like that a little bit
was the
more.
four divisional round matchups, I think Patriots Texans would be the closest.
Yeah.
Eagles Rams would be a good game, but I think one of them would figure out a way to pull ahead.
Yeah,
Um,
I mean,
we
just the
have
very
Bill,
nature of it being probably the lowest scoring. Would also
yeah.
be.
So we have Bills Patriots then for the AFC.
Mm.
I like the Patriots. I'm gonna be honest. I think they're the better team than the Bills. And Drake May's really good. I mean, he's maybe
Hmm.
comparable to Josh Allen. I don't know. I mean, we haven't seen it in the
Maybe.
playoffs yet, obviously, but I mean, the regular season, he was looking like that type of quarterback. So I'll
I can
pick
see
the
that.
Patriots. I think both defenses are kind of weak, but I think Travion Henderson can rip off some huge runs against the Bills.
Yeah.
And James Cook will eat against the Patriots too, but
I would argue in this scenario, the Bills have found a way to get past the Jaguars and the Broncos defense, and I think they're probably just going to do it again for me against the Patriots. If Josh Allen has already won games against the Jaguars and the Broncos, the 1 and the 3 seed, I think there's nothing stopping him to beating the Patriots.
well, I mean, the Patriots are
I
just
think
like
I'm
a
gonna
totally different team than the Broncos.
I think I'm gonna agree with
For
Miles here. We were comparing their fraud schedules, so they're not different in that scenario. But I think I'm
I
gonna agree
feel
with
like
Miles here. I said
yeah,
earlier in the video that if the Bills
Just
manage to
completely
get past the
differently
Jags,
constructed.
I think they can make the AFC Championship, no comp, and probably the Super Bowl.
yeah.
But if the Jags win, like I expect them to, I don't think the Jags could get as far. So I'm gonna take the Bills beating the Patriots here.
I like the
Yeah,
Patriots to
I
beat the
had
Bills. I think that the Patriots
Ooh,
were handedly winning both regular season matchups. I don't remember what the lead was that they ended up blowing the second time, but the Patriots are just a more well-constructed team, and their quarterback actually rivals the Bills' quarterback. So I like the
Okay,
Patriots
I
to
have it
win that
here.
game.
I
They
had
blew a
Bills over
24 to
Texans in
7
my
lead or a
bracket. I think
21-0
I'm just
lead.
gonna
21 nothing it
yeah,
was, yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. I had Bills over Texans in my bracket. I think I'm just gonna stick with the Bills on this one. I like Josh Allen more. I think this is the year he finally goes.
so we have
So
Bills, but it
Bills
was
then.
3-2.
That's
Yeah.
interesting because I think Houston's like the worst possible matchup for the Bills. Like I think the Bills, I just don't think they'll be able to beat Houston if they play them. I mean, they
Well, they're not
could
in our
obviously,
bracket. They're
but
not playing them, but
I know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
I think
that
I
would be
just
a
think
bad.
that's a really bad matchup if that does end up happening. I guess it can't happen until the AFC Championship game though.
Yeah, because it's too far off of seating.
Houston is
Actually,
my
now that I
Super
think
Bowl
about it,
champ in my own bracket.
I really don't like Denver as a matchup for Buffalo either. But I just really don't trust Bo Nix in that offense, unfortunately.
Yeah. All right, Super Bowl. We have the 6 seed Bills and the 5 seed Rams.
Oh, that's pretty ridiculous.
I'd pick
We
the
have no
Rams.
division winners in this.
I think
Yeah.
the Rams are just the better. I think
Yeah.
whoever comes out of the NFC is going to win it. I just think whoever it is going to be the better team. Whether it's the Seattle or the Rams, or I mean, if Philadelphia puts it together, I think they're a better team than what the AFC will offer. So yeah,
I'm gonna go Rams as well.
Yeah.
I think
I'm also
that
gonna go Rams.
in the Super Bowl, like for some reason, for me, like momentum and everything kind of just stops happening, and it becomes just kind of like one game. And I think if the Bills have gotten here with all this momentum, I still think that the Rams are able to edge this game out. So I'll go Rams.
Yeah, I have the Rams as my Super Bowl pick. I'm just gonna stick with them here. It's the Super Bowl I have, I think. Yeah, it's the Super Bowl I have, so I'm gonna just stick with my Rams.
Yeah, I mean, if I had the Patriots beating the Bills because of a better constructed roster, I would definitely take the Rams. They're just so much better everywhere.
Yeah.
yeah. Okay.
So
Got
wow.
Do we
So
wanna-
champ.
Do we? So group playoff or group Super Bowl champ is the Rams.
the Rams, and it would
Sounds
be
good.
very funny if the Panthers win.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
would be something.
I'll
Best
I'll
team
read
in the
off
league.
I'll read off my bracket real quick. I have Denver, Houston in the second round. I have
Mhm.
Houston winning 16-10. I have
Yeah.
Jacksonville, New England on the other side. I have Jacksonville winning 33-30.
That's also
Then I have Jacksonville beating Houston 24-20.
that is my
Jacksonville
same
going to the
AFC.
Super Bowl.
To go to the Super Bowl?
That is my same
Jacksonville?
AFC. I like that.
That's really
That's
funny.
the
Wow.
exact same thing I have.
Then I have Philadelphia, Chicago second round. I think Chicago won't be able to run over Philadelphia like they did in that regular season game if they play again. And I think Philadelphia would be able to take more advantage of Chicago's bad defense. So I have Philadelphia winning 28-17. Then I have Seattle against the Rams, and whoever would win this, I'd pick to go to the Super Bowl, but I'm picking Seattle 23-20. And then Seattle against Philadelphia, I have Seattle winning 20-13. I think the coordinator difference there just gets out of hand. I mean, Mike McDonald against Kevin Patullo's just the hydrogen bomb against coughing baby. Then Seattle, Jacksonville Super Bowl. I have Seattle winning 27-17. So yeah, Seattle Super Bowl for me.
Yeah, I have a pretty similar bracket there. I have the same exact AFC, but I have the Packers beating the Bears off rip. So then I have the Packers against the Seahawks in round 2, and I have the
Yeah.
Seahawks clearing them out big. So then I have the Eagles and Rams as the other divisional round matchup, and I think the Eagles make it to the Super Bowl and get past the fluky Seahawks after beating the Rams as well. Then I guess that would leave Super Bowl Eagles versus Jags, and I'll take the Jags in that one. Or not the Jags, my bad. I'll take the Eagles. They're somehow going to do something on offense this whole playoffs. They're going to win 30-24.
Got you. For me, AFC is the exact same. I have Broncos, Bills, and I have the Bills winning. I have Patriots, Texans, Patriots, and then Bills, Patriots. I have the Bills. So I agreed with the consensus there. NFC is where I differ. I had Niners beating the Eagles. Then I have Seahawks, Niners, and I'm picking the Niners to upset the Seahawks. Christian McCaffrey is the GOAT. And then I have the Bears beating the Packers, which we didn't have. So that sets up a Bears Rams, where I have the Rams still winning. And then I have a Niners Rams conference championship, where I think the Rams end up winning. I have the same Super Bowl as the podcast, where I have Bills Rams, and I am still taking the Rams in that. I think the Rams are my team to beat in the playoffs.
So yeah, that Pro Bowl guard that Max was talking about, Robert Hunt, is activated off IR as of an hour ago and will play on Saturday or whenever they play.
Got the whole bracket,
So,
bro. Panthers to the Super Bowl.
yeah, big
Huge.
Bryce Young fan
Mhm.
there. For my bracket, I got Texans over Steelers, Bills over Jags, Pats over Chargers, meaning Bills go to the Broncos and Texans go to the Patriots, where I have Texans, Bills, and then the Bills obviously moving to the Super Bowl. Other side of the bracket, I have Rams, Eagles, Packers, Seahawks over the Packers in an absolute thrashing. And then Rams over Eagles, and then I have Rams over Eagles in that over the Seahawks to go 2-1 against them on the year, and the Rams to just move on ahead and win their second Super Bowl in the last decade.
Nice.
Yeah, I have Bills Broncos, Bills winning that game, Patriots Texans, Texans winning that game, Seahawks Packers, Seattle winning, Rams Eagles, Rams winning. And then for I have the Texans winning the AFC, Rams winning the NFC, and the Texans winning the Super Bowl. I think
I like
their
that. I like that
defense
bracket.
is going to win it all for them.
Defense does not win championships, kids.
I know.
It's a good bracket.
Clearly.
We'll see.
Alrighty,
Yeah,
so
Seattle and Houston are the defenses. Jacksonville and the Rams are the offenses. We'll see who wins. Those are the offenses too, I guess.
Yeah.
yeah, so there's the podcast bracket. I screenshotted it. I created it in ESPN, so maybe we could put that on Instagram. Make a little
Nice.
post, see what happens. Pretty wild.
Change it up a bit. Put like the Carolina winning.
Do we want to do anything else before we wrap it up?
I got a sort of fun question I saw on Twitter if you guys weren't down for it.
Absolutely.
I was wondering, I saw it on Twitter. I think it was like the Sleeper Hoops account. They asked, what is the worst jersey in the NBA by far? So in
Like-
I
your
think I saw
opinion,
that question.
yeah,
Just
what
like
is
all time ever?
yeah,
Or?
all time
Like
ever.
design?
Yeah,
Is what you're
just
saying?
what?
Okay,
yeah,
yeah.
any jersey, any jersey. Which one do you hate the most? It could be I just don't like it. That could be the reason. Like for
I'm
me,
trying to do it without looking up.
one from this year, I'd definitely go. I think with the Washington City jerseys, that ugly piss brown that they have. I think I saw them wear it against the Wolves when they played here. That was just something horrid to look at, and I couldn't stand it. But yeah, for the Wolves worst jersey, I think I'd just go with. I think it was the 2021 City Edition with the weird colorway, the green, yellow, red, like right here on the jersey. Didn't quite like that one.
I will
Dylan's got to
say
go pull it out of his closet right now.
my first thought was just the City jerseys. I feel like so many of those every year are just like bad.
Sure.
Uh, I don't know. Nothing comes to mind. I don't like recognize NBA jerseys that often. I'm looking at the jerseys this year though.
Yeah.
Some of these really
I
aren't
think I
that
left it
bad.
at college. Oh well.
Shoot.
I agree.
I win.
The Washington one is pretty bad.
Yeah.
I've never liked the Warriors, but I just am a Warriors hater, so that's just pure bias right there.
Fair.
I'll go kind of a hot take. I really don't like what the Heat do with their whole
Huh.
like pink ones sometimes.
Like the
Sometimes
pink and
it just-
like cyan.
There's one where it was like pink to black gradient, and I just think it looked really ugly. I'm gonna see if I can find
It's
it.
pink to blue. It's like a.
Yeah.
That's weird. I do like the black Miami City jersey. I like that a
Yeah,
lot.
I agree with that.
This
I like
one.
that one.
That is
Right.
weird.
This
But
jersey
that gradient
sucks.
is weird. You're right about
Yeah.
I
that.
really didn't like
think
that
it's
jersey.
a right gradient as well, which is weird.
Mhm.
Something like this is better for me.
Yeah, I like
yeah,
that.
that's
Um,
what
I
I'm
like that
saying.
one.
That's one I like a lot. I couldn't. That's the 2020
But they've-
City Edition, the bad one.
Yeah.
But they've had some
I
bad
couldn't think of a
jerseys.
jersey. I feel like the courts I thought of the most the neon green Timberwolves City court or NBA Cup court. Awful, bro. That's what I thought of.
Now we really should have been wearing our neon green jerseys for that game.
Mm-hmm.
That would have been electric. Blending in.
That was what I thought of with that question. That court is
Nice.
awful.
Yeah.
Okay, so best NFL jersey ever, and why is it the Packers throwbacks?
Why is it not the Packers throwbacks? Okay.
The brown helmets with like the yellow.
You mean this
circle.
year's throwbacks?
No. The like ones that Aaron Rodgers would use
The
to
poop
wear.
brown ones.
With
Yeah,
the
yeah.
ugh. Oh, with the weird ass pants?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no, this is what I'm thinking of.
Yeah, those are Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Those are so bad.
This year's throwbacks clears for the Packers.
Absolutely. All right, did everyone give a jersey? Dylan, did you give one?
No,
Dylan did not
that
give one.
back in you know when they used to wear the jersey with the sleeves, you see like the LeBron and the red
Oh,
with the sleeves. So I don't mind the Heat one so much, but the Warriors had it where it was just like it was all bright yellow with the sleeves, and those jerseys are terrible. I think they wore them in the finals one time or something like that. But yeah, those old Warriors jerseys that are all bright yellow are too much.
No wonder they let up a 3-1 comeback.
For real.
yes. Yeah.
That's why Steph Curry's not top 10 all time.
That's
Whoa,
okay.
no,
We're not getting
For
that
another
right
day,
now.
bro.
No,
Absolutely,
I'm just
no,
rage
we gotta
baiting.
cut it.
I'm
We
just
gotta cut
rage
it.
baiting.
Yeah.
absolutely not. We are not doing that.
I'm just
Alrighty.
rage baiting. He's around there.
Around there is also rage bait.
For real.
We cannot start
Clip it.
this.
Send it straight to
We
TikTok.
cannot start this. That's an off-season topic. Is just like crazy takes.
Just yell about how Steph Curry is definitely top 10 and Jack is full of it.
Alrighty, guys. Thanks for listening. We're on Apple, hopefully, maybe soon.
Possibly.
We're on Spotify for sure. We're on Amazon, YouTube, and Max is running our little TikTok and Instagram
Still.
Subway Surfers content. So tune into that. Other than that, thanks for listening. Bye, guys.
Word.
Word. That was good.